Good morning, welcome, 1,000 welcomes. It is such a great joy to be together, to meditate, to revel in that divine kindness and that divine understanding and clear awareness, which we all are always. We are meditating today on the subject beyond the end. And so this is, in one sense, inviting us to regain awareness of that in us which pre-exists our arrival in this particular time and place, this particular life, and which extends beyond the ending of this particular time and place, this particular life. And in another way, what we're inviting ourselves to do is to move beyond the end of separateness. So separateness is just an illusion, and we're invited to let go of that illusion now and to reclaim our own felt direct access and connectedness to the energy of divine immortal love, to the energy of quiet without a trace, to the energy of absolute peace, whatever our name for that be. Ramana tells us, and this is the same message that was being shared in that marvelous story from Yoga Vashishta, death means the dissolution of the ego, and birth means the rebirth of the ego. There are births and deaths, but they are of the ego, not of you. Rejoice, laugh with such gratitude and respect and relief. You exist, whether the sense of ego is there or not. You are its source, but not the ego sense. So you are the source of that sense of separateness, but you are not that sense of separateness. And so the revelation that is available, that is possible, that is here for all of us, is that it's possible for us to live beyond the ending right now. Like while we're still here in this human body, enjoying this human heart, this human mind, this human life, it's possible for us to live beyond the end of that illusion of separateness. And what we remember when we do is that in the final, ultimate realization, there is only quiet without a trace. There is only absolute peace. There is only divine immortal love. There is only supreme kindness. There is only the self. There is only the one. There is only God, whatever your name for that be. That alone exists. So there is only quiet without a trace, appearing as the light that goes beyond the physical, that takes shape as everything in the realm of time and space. And so we are reminding ourselves of that truth and of that reality. A couple of stories, a couple of scriptures, a couple of teachings to invite us to feel this directly, and then to live into that realization, to live beyond the ending of separateness. I'm reminding all of us of a place where we began. Swami Nityananda says it takes constant vigilance to let go of the old stories, of the old sadness, the old hurt, the old pain, the old wounds, the old illusion of separateness. And so for each of us, we're inviting ourselves to stand steady and to be joyful and good-humored, to be very, very steady. I am willing, divine grace, to let go of the old stories, the old sadness, the old pain, the old hurt, the old wounds, the old blame, the old shame, the old illusion of separateness. And then to live that 50,000 times a day, 60,000 times a day, as many times as those old energy patterns of sadness, hurt, pain, shame, blame, guilt, separateness arise, we get to melt them back into the light. The truth is where we begin. Absolute love already enfolds me absolutely. And what we're doing is allowing that energy of absolute love to so infuse this very body, this very heart, this very mind, that all of those old energy patterns melt back into the light. and remember, I too am the light. I too am love. I have only ever been experiencing the illusion of separateness, the illusion of pain, the illusion of hurt. In the Bhagavad Gita, the divine, that irresistible energy of awareness and supreme love, absolute purity, says to each of us, I am the self, seated in the heart of all beings. I am the beginning and the middle and the end of all beings. And so these are tremendous words of assurance and faith and fortitude and hope. The divine is basically saying to every single human on the planet, I've got you. I've got you. Before you're born, I've got you. After you die, I've got you. Every step, every breath, every heartbeat, I've got you. I'm with you. There's never a moment when we can be separate from the divine. And so what we're inviting ourselves to do is to let go of what appears. It's always an illusion, but it does have the possibility of appearing to the human that there is separateness, that there is hurt, that there is shame, that there is pain, that there is blame. I'm also going to share with you, this is a teaching from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. And just let yourself be filled with this energy, this divine support. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. And so every time we expand beyond the illusion of boundedness, the illusion of separateness, the illusion of limitation, this is what we connect with. The absolute energy of divine hope, the absolute energy of divine love, divine strength, lifting ourselves up and soaring like eagles, allowing ourselves to access that ability. You've probably seen like 4-year-old kids. They just run and run and run and run and run. And there's so much joy and exuberance and life and laughter in that running. And so that's within each of us. As tired as the adult human body is capable of feeling, that energy is our true reality. That energy is our true nature and our true name. And then the ability to walk and not be faint, the ability to keep going no matter what. So the Buddha says, good people keep on walking. And even if for a time you feel that you have to walk alone, good people keep on walking. And that's that indefatigable willingness that I will find a way forward. I will make it through this day. This is possible when I connect with this divine energy, this divine strength within myself. So, how to work with this with our eternal clear awareness and our beautiful human instruments, and how to do this in joy and freedom. So I want to begin by sharing with you something that might make me cry. So it's tears of gratitude and respect and love and honor and appreciation. After a Sunday meditation, this was years ago, a little piece of paper came to me. It was unsigned, and it had these words on it. And this is why meditation communities exist. This is why the teachings are shared. This is why we are all here. This unsigned note on a plain piece of paper said this: thank you. For the first time in my life, I have known peace. This is why we meditate. This is why we share the teachings. This is why we gather in community. This is why we do the inner work of transformation, so that we remember, I too am the energy of absolute peace. And then in our daily life, we are invited to be that energy of absolute peace. And you never know whose path you cross, for whom you will be that beacon of peace, that beacon of hope, that beacon of strength, that beacon of possibility. Every time we gather and meditate, what happens is we strengthen and focus that incredibly potent, pure energy of absolute peace within ourselves. We are bolstered by it. We are fortified by it. Everyone who meditates at the same time is bolstered and fortified by it. And we give ourselves the opportunity to optimize our own generosity of caring and sharing. When we gather in community and meditate in this way, we have a laboratory of consciousness to experiment. How much can I give absolute peace permission to embody through me? Let your every interaction with every human in the meditation community, in your families, in the places where you live, in the places where you work, everywhere that you go, be that question: how much can I invite absolute peace to share through me? The more that we consciously join together, strengthen and bolster and fortify ourselves, uplift ourselves in the energy of absolute peace, those blessings radiate beyond us, so that the more we are generous in our caring and our sharing here, we don't just bless this space. Those blessings go out beyond us. They go out into the world. They go out into the universe. They reverberate and affect hundreds of people, more than we can possibly imagine. Every time you meditate here, every time you step forward, right now we are welcoming, we welcome, we invite hands to open the door for our in-person meditation services. What happens is the same energy that leads from darkness to light, that shares through the teacher and the teachings, reaches out through your hands and opens the door through you. In other words, every time you step forward to be of service selflessly in karma yoga, you directly bless yourself. That would be the wrong reason to step forward to do karma yoga, if you're sort of like, let's see how I can bless myself. But if you must step forward and see how much you can bless yourself. What happens is every time you let go of the illusion of boundedness, of separateness, that energy that leads from darkness to light is able directly to reach out through your arms, directly share itself through your hands, directly speak through your voice, directly share itself through your thoughts, directly be through you. So I'm reminding all of us as well that the yogic teachings, the way they are taught here, when we used to have physical programs, we now have electronic programs, which is also perfect. But we were reminded every time we looked at a program, the 4 cornerstones of the teaching are love, wisdom, meditation, and service. Don't deprive yourself of any one of those 4 cornerstones. So just use it as a neutral inquiry. How am I in my love? Am I optimally caring and sharing with my meditation community and with everyone else in my life? How am I in my wisdom and my understanding? Am I optimally bringing the energy of kindness and understanding to my meditation community and everywhere that I am? How am I in my meditation? Am I being steady and devoted in my practice? Am I bringing that energy of steadiness and devotion to my meditation community and everywhere I am? How am I in my karma yoga? Am I blessing myself by participating fully in that cornerstone as well? And so, in purity and in humility, I remind all of us of the energetic truth, the energetic laws and principles. What we devote ourselves to devotes itself to us. So as we step forward and we say, I choose absolute peace above and beyond all else. I choose divine immortal love above and beyond all else. I choose to know myself and to love myself, and to know and to love everyone else. What becomes possible, and this again might make me cry, there are tears of gratitude and appreciation, what becomes possible in a meditation community, and this is why Thich Nhat Hanh founded a meditation community. It's why St. Francis founded a spiritual community. It's why Adi Shankar founded spiritual communities. It's why Swami Shankarananda founded this community. Each of us is given the opportunity to participate, this is going to make me cry, in love and in cooperation, in collaboration and in harmony, in creating a new world in a way that is not possible, usually, when we are still here in the physical. It is the reality that happens when we travel beyond the physical. We are, each of us, invited to live the kingdom of heaven here. We are, each of us, invited to live nirvana without a trace here. We are, each of us, invited to live in joy and peace and harmony and freedom here. And the contributions of every one of us is absolutely vital. It absolutely matters. And it matters here and now. And it matters to what comes after us. It matters so that we create a new world based on kindness and justice and mercy and freedom. This is why we all are here. So I want to invite you, every one of us, I want to invite you. I told you those two sentences that came to me on a plain piece of paper unsigned, and they just said, thank you. For the first time in my life, I have known peace. What are your two sentences? What are your two sentences? And I ask you to share your two sentences with me. You can email them to me at swami@awakeyogameditation.org. You can write them on a plain piece of paper. You do not have to sign it. You can record a voice memo and then email that to me at swami@awakeyogameditation.org. You can record a video on your phone and email that to me at swami@awakeyogameditation.org. What each of us is creating is unprecedented. It is life-changing for the individual who participates in it. It is freeing for the individual who participates in it. It is a joy for every one of us who is here in the meditation community. And it makes a new world possible. It makes the kingdom of heaven visible. And that is why each of us is here. I want to share with you as well, when we travel beyond the physical, what we get to meet is whatever we have been creating, whatever we have been energizing in our life here. And so I have a couple of concrete stories about this. And again, this is something we don't need to wait to leave the body. We don't need to wait till the end of the life. We are each invited right here, right now, as we meditate, as we work in love and harmony and cooperation with one another. We are invited to realize this directly and to live this directly. So the first is a story from a man who, there's no judgment involved in this, but I will just use the phrasing, there was less of a subtle energy awareness for this particular individual. And the divine always greets us as we are able to register the divine, as we are able to perceive and respond to the divine. So for this person, there was a less subtle energy awareness, and so there was a very physical, felt physical experience in meeting the divine. So this person was in an auto collision, traveled outside of the body, and met the divine. And this is an example of we get to meet directly and feel directly the results of everything that we help create. As a corollary to being less aware of the subtle energies, this is a human whose temper had manifested by beating somebody. And so traveling beyond the physical, this person now directly felt his own teeth breaking, directly felt the blood traveling down the back of his own throat. And so this is, each of us has freedom to create. If we create with violence, we will meet whatever it is that we have created with violence. If we create with awareness, we will meet whatever it is that we have created with awareness. And so I have a quick example of the second option, which we're invited to move toward as rapidly as we possibly can. And so this is a person who was serving in the military in a foreign country and traveling along in a road, and their vehicle met a roadside bomb. And so they traveled beyond the physical, and they had the awareness of being completely themselves, and this is the truth, this is real, and also completely part of all that is, completely embraced by absolute peace, completely embraced by that divine immortal love. And they were completely themselves, and they were reporting on everything that they had learned in this particular lifetime. And so there was like this matrix of energy, awareness, information, everything that had been learned and created that was shared with the whole. And so this is a reminder to every one of us, there is no such thing as a separate individual self. There is only the quiet without a trace, appearing as the light that is non-physical, taking shape as all of this. There is never a separate individual self. Every seeming separate individual self is always living for the whole, is always living for all that is always living for absolute peace. And so there is a sharing. We get to report back, we get to share. This is what I learned when I was in Baltimore doing that independent research that I thought was independent. This is what I learned. This is how it can benefit the whole. And there's also a complete energy blessing, a complete sharing of support, a complete rest, a complete recuperation, a complete whatever it is that this being needs, it is already complete in consciousness. And so each of us now in the physical is invited to live knowing I am not separate from divine love. Divine love already loves and knows and supports me absolutely. And the second we realize that, notice what happens. We are able to live in joy. We are able to live in freedom. We are able to live in peace. We become much more easily able to untangle ourselves from the old human energy patterns of pain and fear and trauma and illusion and separateness. We become able to connect with the lived reality. In consciousness, all is already complete. So I will just share with you, in closing, one of the realizations that Leela experiences in the Yoga Vashishta. She realizes not only that Leela and her husband Padma, they were married, they were always together, even after he had left the body, he was always with her, but also, simultaneously, they were living many other lifetimes. And in one lifetime, they were a poor couple. They had not enough to eat. And in another lifetime, they were king and queen. They had like more than you could possibly imagine. And all of it was happening all at once. And so we're inviting ourselves to let go of this sort of like funny little railroad track illusion of time that we have as well. Funny little bounded box illusion that we have around space as well. And to realize everything is happening right now. So right now, our line of teachers is here. There is nowhere that they cannot be. They are everywhere, always. And so Babaji is embracing and supporting all of us right here. Lahiri and Sri Yukteswar and Yogananda and Swami Premananda and Swami Shankarananda and the very pure energy that leads directly from darkness to light is here. And it is also everywhere that we are and everywhere that we go. If you love Krishna, Krishna is here. If you love Jesus, Jesus is here. If you love Isaiah, Isaiah is here. If you love Buddha, the one who is awake, that awakeness is absolutely here. If you love Kuan Yin, Saint Teresa, any divine figure whom you love, they are here. And so allow yourself to feel directly the love and the support, all of your ancestors, their love and strength are here. You don't take a single step without the love and the strength and the support of your ancestors taking that step with you and through you and as you. Allow yourself directly to feel that which is real, that which is true, that absolute energy of peace, that absolute joy and freedom, that self-remembrance, that letting go of the illusion of boundedness, the illusion of pain, the illusion of separateness, the illusion of suffering. Your soul is in heaven right now. You are living in the New Jerusalem right now. You are nirvana without a trace right now. You are freedom right now. You are the energy of love and unity and harmony and truth and kindness. The energy of reality right now. And each of us is invited to be that. As we are that in an entirely fresh, totally unprecedented way. Love and cooperation, freedom and peace and harmony come to life. A new world emerges in us and through us and all around us. Thank you, because your presence, your contributions are absolutely vital.